What's up, everybody? Welcome back to The Vibe. It feels extremely good to be back. We have upgraded our set. We now have 2 microphones, so hopefully the quality is improved. A lot of shit has happened since we last recorded in March. No real need to touch on some of it because we all know that a lot of it was negative, and but you know, with great negative, I think a lot of positives can come out of it. First off, I want to mention the Black Lives Matter. That obviously cannot go away, and I don't want to take anything away from that. Yes, this is an entertainment podcast, and that's our main goal, is to keep people entertained and give them an escape. But obviously, we want to recognize that the Black Lives Matter movement is what is going on right now, and it is real, and we show nothing but support for that. We partook in one of the protests here in Grand Rapids. We were actually having a small get-together when the protest / riots happened, and you know, that's a night that will stick with me forever. But like I said, with all the negativity comes some positivity too. The amount of artwork that was put up over the boarded up windows is just absolutely phenomenal. I have to shout out one of my friends, Tylon Davis, one of the artists that helped create a mural. We're going to post a picture of that. Just an incredible job. He's an amazing artist, and just, you know, one of the many amazing pieces that were created downtown. So big ups to Grand Rapids. Just shows a huge sense of pride for our city, and you know, just as much as the artists deserve credit, the people who came down the next day to help clean up the debris, just amazing. I love this city, and I'm glad that, you know, I get to call this place my home. Next up, I also want to mention the Intersection, which you can get one of these t-shirts from either their Facebook page or their website. Section Fam t-shirts, they're $20. All that profit goes towards, you know, what the Intersection needs to do to stay afloat, because we're not sure when they're going to be able to come back. Hopefully it's soon, but every little bit helps. Be sure to spread the word. They're amazing shirts. Obviously the Section Fam is extremely tight-knit, and we really wouldn't have the podcast that we do without them. We've been able to get artists that we wouldn't normally get because they were booked here at the Intersection. So huge shout out to them, and we hope nothing but the best, and that they can get back to having shows, because we miss them dearly. But that being said, there's a light here that, you know, I wanted to shed light on. These 2 dudes, Chris and Keegan, they are of Raveyard Productions. They are joining us now on the podcast. Chris, Keegan, thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, of course. So let's kind of dive right in. We'll start with how you guys first met.
First met or first realized we met?
First realized we met.
Yeah, because there's 2 different stories
I
there.
don't know how that goes.
First time we met was actually at a show. We'll just give you the quick synopsis. Based on the Block, Pontiac, June 20th? Was it June 20th?
It was something there. July. No,
July. Somewhere.
About a year ago?
About a year ago,
last
roughly.
year.
Yeah. Okay. We went to this show that was supposed to be an outdoor thing. Weather came, kicked it indoors to this venue called the Crowfoot. Me and my fam met up with him and his people. Randomly.
We had a mutual group.
Yep, and you know, we partied together, but you know how that goes. You guys never see somebody again. Yep. And then, lo and behold, we're at the Intersection at Subtronics, and I see somebody with a hat that's lit up, and he ends up going outside and talking to my wife, not realizing that she was my wife, and I walk out there, he goes, "Oh, I know you too, this is great." And since then, I think we've just been kind of like homies.
It only took 3 shows to like realize that you're Chris.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we went to a few shows, linked up with each other, and then we finally just started kicking it outside of the shows. And one day he called me up and was like, "Hey, I got an idea," and the rest is kind of like where we're at now.
Oh yeah, so we'll roll right into that. So you guys have had 2 shows thus far.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and talk about that first show that you guys put on. Talk about how it came about, and, you know, how the idea happened and how you guys executed it.
Yeah.
So I woke up, and I mean, like you were just representing, I missed the Section Fam. I missed the scene, the community. We were probably rolling into 2 months of pretty hard lockdown at that point. And, I was just feeling low. So I'm outside, and I'm thinking to myself, yo, dude, EDM literally comes from underground. Mm-hmm. Like, that's literally where this started, just setting up pop-ups and doing whatever. I had the know-how. The thing that I lacked was just that network. First person that pops in my head, Chris. Chris knows everybody. Everybody knows Chris, and so I give him a call and was like, dude, how do you feel about going old school and throwing up, a show? I'll get a hold of you soon. 2 days later, he's got artists. He's got people interested. We're already talking to venues. We've got equipment. I mean, it was a whirlwind, but it just all came together. And we ended up 24 hours before our first show. We had a venue cancellation. Some really good friends of ours came through on the clutch and
Shout
offered
out
up
Troy
their
and
space.
Jenny.
And it was amazing.
Yeah.
It was absolutely amazing. We had a ton of great artists came out. We had a ton of great people come through. I mean, it just...
And as stressful as it was, honestly, with that venue change, having, I think it was like 24 to 36 hours we really had to set up. What we did with that time was amazing. It was stressful, but it was almost... I find there's two kinds of stress. There's the stress that sucks, and you just kind of want to go lay in traffic and aim for a tire. And then you have the stress that, like, motivates you. Yeah. And, like, that was a motivating stressor. Yeah. Like, oh, can we do this? Well, call me Bob the Builder, because yes, we can.
That's it.
And we got it done. And we had so much help. We had, obviously, me and Keegan, my wife, Raquel, his partner, Dara, Troy
takes a team.
and Jenny. Yeah, it's like it takes a team. It takes a village to raise a festival.
Right.
I guess.
Well, and boy, did we have one, because every single person. I mean, we had people coming through with speaker equipment. Mm-hmm. All of our artists just came through. Hey, we got love for what you're doing. We're here.
We offered to pay the artists. We're like, hey, we got this much. Here you go. And they're like, no, don't worry about it, man. Use it for the next show.
That whole community just came through, and they created. I mean, they helped us create the exact environment. I mean, it blew up.
Yeah, and this wasn't just a run of the mill. Someone plugging an aux cord. Like this is
this is we brought real
setup.
Artists out. D-Rex came out and played our main spot. And you were talking about how we had the riots, the protests. It just so happened that the night we decided to throw our show
March
was the
30th.
same night as the protests. And during the show, one of our friends came up to us to let us know that it wasn't a protest anymore, that it was a riot. And, we couldn't do anything about it. But the best, we found the silver lining. We gave a spot. We had 125 people out there that night, and we gave 125 people. Some of those people were at the protests. They had a safe place to come and to decompress and to be around positivity and friends. And at the end of the day, that's what we're here for.
Right.
We're here for the environment. We're here for the friends. We're here for the plur. We're here for the family and the community.
Church.
And I think it should be mentioned that it was done in a safe environment. This was outdoors, and you guys followed all the guidelines.
We've been following the guidelines, and even now, like, I see there's some people out there who are like, kind of like, oh, you guys who are doing all these underground shows are just like, yo, we're not in a bar. We're not in a house. Right. We're outside. We've never had more than 250 people at one point. I think the most we've had at one point was 130.
And we kept
at
distance.
One time.
We had tents posted up. People were keeping their distance.
Yeah, you had the clicks,
this.
but these are people that rode together, so that 6 feet doesn't really apply to them. They can go hang out with each other.
And they're used to wearing masks already, right? So that's no issue.
And we didn't require masks, but we definitely encouraged them. And we saw masks. There were plenty of people wearing masks.
And provided them.
Yeah.
So.
Right. So I definitely think that needs to be mentioned, that you guys aren't just...
This isn't a house party.
Right, exactly.
You know what I mean? People aren't just showing up, coming to some house and getting messed up off alcohol or whatever their choice is. This is a music event, and this is an event for our family.
Right.
We offer camping. We offer all kinds of amenities. We've got it. That's really been the best part, is everybody's just been there for everybody.
Right. Yeah. I think the intentions behind what you're creating is a huge part of it.
Well, we even got 21 and up. I mean, we literally ID at the door. Unfortunately, we had to turn a few people away because it's like, sorry guys, sorry.
You got to follow the rules.
That is what it is.
Yeah. Do your best to limit any liability and stuff like that.
Yeah, especially because you're 21, you're an adult. Whatever you do, whatever you choose to do, that's on you.
Right.
You come into one of our shows though, and you're 18 or 19.
You can't even smoke a cigarette.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
What like you.
You don't want to be enablers to something.
That not only that, and really, like, this isn't the place for you.
Right.
Go to the woods in Cadillac.
Right.
Yep. No
exactly.
offense, but
yeah, that's all right.
We want to have an adult-friendly show where people don't have to worry about liability if somebody like falls down and hurts themselves.
Yep, for sure. So I guess we'll kind of the first show goes off. Obviously, there were some hitches, but you guys powered through. You made it happen, and from what I heard, it was just an incredible experience. So you're buzzing. You're flying high. Like, you're like, okay, we did this.
Yeah.
And then the second show, you guys line up. So go ahead and talk about how that all came about.
So for me, that one was substantially more stressful. We had 3 weeks. We had just come off of something that was, frankly, that was borderline magical. It was going to be really hard to like reproduce. We couldn't use the same venue. So really all we had was artists. I mean, we had artists that were giving us some soft and hard yeses, and aside from that, we didn't know what we were doing equipment-wise, or decorations, whatever.
Flying blind.
Yeah.
We're just like you said, riding the high. We were riding the wave. Like, let's see what we can do.
Right.
And honestly, like, again, huge shout. I mean, Juicy and Gary Schultz. I mean, these guys came through on the clutch.
Absolutely.
They offered us an absolutely amazing place. 14 acres. It was very private, but at the same time, we weren't disturbing any. No neighbors were getting disturbed.
Yeah.
Nobody was getting hurt. I mean, it was absolutely flawless. But boy, it needed some work too.
Yeah, but that one was a lot of more like logistics involved. We actually had day of had a few artists drop off, so thank goodness we were able to get a hold of a few other artists, and they were able to step in and just turn the lineup. And I almost think that maybe it was better that way. Like the lineup, the way it went. I cannot picture it going any better.
Yeah.
It started off super hot, and it ended even hotter. And it just incrementally kept going up.
Well, we even had Yikes come up from Detroit. And, I mean, he and his manager both stood there and were like, we've done a lot of things. This is incredible. And I'm sitting here like,
nice.
wow.
That makes
Everybody
you
was
feel
telling
good.
us festy feels, bro. Feels like we're at Lost Lands.
Hell yes.
Just heavy dubstep. Open, you could dance, go as hard as you wanted. We had a professional lighting and sound system.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
Sometimes when I just think about it,
Well,
I'm speechless because I was like, damn, that was awesome.
We've got all. If you go to Raveyard Productions on Facebook or Insta, I mean, we've posted a ton of our stuff, and you can even kind of see it. We had an entire pole barn. That area was sectioned off for the very important people, the VIPs, and our artists. Just a place for people to go and kind of have a moment if they needed.
Right.
There was camping on the other side of the barn, and by the time you got to the other side of the pole barn, you almost couldn't even hear the music. So anybody who's raging is over here. That's wonderful. Anybody who just needs a minute is over here in their
We had a bathroom in a central location, a misting tent.
We've got a porta potty there. We've got the misting tent and the kiddie pool. I mean, all the amenities. People showed up and they thought house party. And when the minute they walked through the threshold, they were like, oh damn.
People were like kind of confused yet impressed that we were asking for IDs.
Yeah.
We were checking people as they turned into the driveway.
Yeah.
We had a front table with security that was just like, yo, check, doing counts. We want to stay kosher.
Yeah.
That way nobody can come at us later and say, hey, you fucked up.
Right.
My biggest thing is I'm not trying to cheat anybody on anything. I'm trying to create a place that people can go and safely enjoy each other.
And
because it can happen.
Yeah, we didn't charge a cover. We did accept donations. And the donations, the community came through.
Oh, thank you guys.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Hell yeah.
We don't want to go into exact numbers or whatever, but, they helped. And it helps us
keep the dream alive.
Keep the dream alive. Make a better show for the next time, because really when you're donating to the show, you're investing in the next show.
Yep.
And we just want to keep going up. We want to level up until you're calling us Excision and we're throwing our own Lost Lands.
Yeah. Hell yeah. And who's to say you're not going to make that happen? So I guess that can roll into this upcoming show that you guys have July 4th.
Oh, man.
Mark your calendars, because it's going to be
America.
dope.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
So let's just say everybody knows what July 4th is. We do fireworks, so we're bringing fireworks. We have 8 artists, starting at 7 p.m., going all the way till 2 a.m. And we're going to have big back-to-back-to-backs at the end. Who knows who's going to show up? Hell, I'm putting the show on. I don't even know who's going to show up. You know what I mean?
Right.
There's plenty of artists that are probably just going to show up because they've heard about it. We're constantly getting hit up by artists like, oh, we want to get in. So,
and we want to give them love.
Yep.
I mean, that's as long as these things keep rolling out, we can keep adding people to these lists.
I'm going to try to remember. There's so many artists. I'm going to try to remember the lineup. So we're going to start at 7 o'clock with Saturn Skies, who just played his first set at Log Cabin last Tuesday, and it was... I've never seen the dance floor full for an opener, and the dance floor was full for this guy.
Nice.
So I was like, all right, we're bringing him on.
Hell yeah.
We have Pink, who you've had on this show before. We're really excited to hear him play again. We have Dad Mode from Team Turnup coming out to play.
Also an alumni?
Yeah. That's right. We got Tarrant going to play. We also have Boss Status back-to-back with Young Hung.
Fuck yeah.
Then we have Teleporter, and we're closing out with Panther. Did I forget anybody?
You didn't.
Okay, sweet. That's our lineup. So,
Hell yeah.
stacked.
Super
Bottom
stacked.
to top. We're excited.
this is going to be the place to be come the 4th of July.
Address will drop day of.
And you got to pay attention because we are sticking to the state laws. 250's cap. So if you don't make it before the 250...
Yeah, and right now, also keep your guys' eye on how things are developing now because we've had another spike recently.
Right.
So if, the governor decides to drop outdoor events down to 100 people, well, then our cap's at 100 people.
Yep, exactly.
So,
Bring your face mask,
Yeah,
Please.
we're going to follow the guidelines. We're not trying to get shut down. Nobody wants to get in trouble.
Be safe, be smart, but still have a good time.
There it is.
Yeah, but nobody wants to be locked in their house.
Right,
You know
exactly. Yeah, don't ruin it for everybody else. So, right on. I'm stoked. The vibe will be there on site. We are actually going to take some videos, maybe do a little recap of the weekend because we're fucking excited. We know it's going to be magical, and they always say third time's the charm, and I think this third show is going to fucking be a banger, literally, with fireworks and all that. So we're super excited. So obviously, come out, might get a chance to be in the recap video.
Also, we are going to be doing a giveaway. So we're going to be doing a giveaway on the Facebook page. We hit 500 followers in
2 weeks? 2 weeks, yep.
2 weeks, something like that. So we're going to be doing a giveaway on the Facebook page, and it's going to be this shirt right here, made right here by the Vibe. So, and it's going to have this awesome logo. And then we're also going to be doing a giveaway at the show. So we'll have another shirt to give away at the show.
Oh, yeah.
So if you come out, put your name in the hat. You don't even have to pay for it. You just got to, put your name in the hat.
Oh, yeah.
Uh,
If we draw you, you're getting a Raveyard shirt.
Boom. Maybe if you donate as well, give yourself an extra chance to win.
We've
Maybe
got all
something
kinds
like
of
that.
donation giveaway bags now.
Oh, hell yeah.
Our other partner, Dara, she's down in Kalamazoo right now, and she's working on putting those all together.
Nice.
So we've got love for the donators.
Hell yeah. As you should. That's awesome.
So, again, big shout out to Juicy's because he's, Juicy's Glass Shop helped us with the last show. He's going to help us with this show.
Yeah.
So we're getting a lot of love.
Hell yeah. Right on. Cool. Well, that pretty much wraps up Raveyard talk. Let's just head over to some EDM talk because there's been a lot of shit going on. And
Space Jesus.
I don't know if we want to shed light on that because obviously, it's important to talk about it obviously because it is a problem in the industry. It's a problem in every industry. But when you hear about it, it just makes your stomach turn because it's like you don't want to believe it's true. And granted, I personally have never been a huge fan of Space Jesus. I think he had a really good Lost Land set. But his overall music, not my vibe. But you hate hearing stuff come out about these guys and taking advantage of their platform to do things that
these guys are who we
we
look up to almost.
Right.
We go to these shows, and I don't want to say we idolize because we're not children anymore. We know these people are human beings, but a lot I don't like Space Jesus' music either, but I know he's helped some people through whatever it's going through, and then to have that connected to what he's doing, it really it stains it.
Right. It does.
So these are supposed to be who we emulate almost in a sense.
They represent the scene.
Yeah, exactly.
Is what they do, right?
They're the faces of the scene. Maybe Grand Rapids cares if something happens at a local show with local people, but it'll get swept under the rug. When Space Jesus is doing it, that's wow, now you're really hurting our scene.
Right.
Because that casts a shadow, an umbrella over everybody. So if you're going to a rave, you're going to get sexually harassed.
Yeah.
And that's just not what it is. I've
for.
never seen it personally in at least our community, in our scene. I've never seen even an inkling of it, honestly.
Yeah.
But these are the guys that are they're the face of our scene, and that's not what our scene's about. We're about plur. It's about that peace, that love, that unity and respect. I mean, you're going out and doing all that. You're defiling it all. Right. And so it's difficult to see that you look at these guys as being, they're spreading this sound and this music, and they're helping this community grow and thrive, and then you find out, behind the scenes, it's all this.
Right.
That's just gross.
And as much as you want the music to be for everyone, and most shows are 18 and up, but are we going to see a day where it's 21 and up? Yeah, I personally wouldn't mind.
I personally prefer a 21 and up show.
Everybody does. Let's be real.
It just takes away a lot of guessing. Yeah. Especially for security guards. You don't have to there is no let me mark you if you're a minor and let me.
And we all know how easy it is to get past that. You can't have 40 eyes out on the crowd. You can't. Especially in the middle when it gets crazy.
Somebody out there wipes their hand off.
Right. Exactly. It's.
Well, we've been in a show before. And those things are greasy.
Yeah.
They're hot.
Yeah. So it's an issue. It's a huge issue. How to combat it. maybe make all shows
Well,
21
honestly,
and
I
up.
think the exposing it is the best way to combat it.
Right.
Let them know you're not going to get away with it,
Right.
man.
Facts.
This isn't 1985 anymore.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't 1995. This isn't 2005. We're in 2020.
Right.
You do this type of shit, you're going to get pointed out.
Well,
You're
we're
going to be
tired of it,
exposed.
too.
Everybody has a camera. And,
Yeah.
I'm tired of this happening to people. I'm tired of people not being
everybody has
able
a
to be
platform.
safe at a scene. You know, I got to be honest. It makes me a little bit sad. I've been to a couple of shows where just telling somebody that they look nice or approaching them, and you can see that they're alarmed. Man, that sucks. You shouldn't have to feel that way.
Right.
You
Not
should
one
never
bit.
have to feel that way.
Not one bit.
That really sucks. And so that's how you combat it. You bring it to light, and if you see it, you shut it down.
Right.
Yeah, you see it, you say something. You don't let it go.
Yeah.
And I mean, I've personally witnessed it at the intersection where multiple people shut it down.
Yeah.
Like, not security, people.
Right.
They're like, no, man, no.
And that's why you hear when people talk about, going to shows alone, what to look out for, and why people promote looking out for your friends is because stuff like that happens. It's sad, but it's true.
Yeah, and we're lucky because we're in Grand Rapids and our community is tight knit, and
Right.
we do follow a certain moral compass.
Absolutely.
And individuals will shut things down immediately. They'll
Right.
take a solo flyer who might be getting followed by some guy. They'll bring
They're
him
part
into
of the
their
crew
own
now.
group.
Right.
Yeah, you're
The
part of the
fam.
group.
Right.
You're
Yep.
with us for the rest of the night.
There's a reason why Forrest is in Michigan.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly. And that spreads. The more it happens. So, all right. More positive note. Bass Nectar just dropped a new album, which I just recently listened from start to finish, and really good stuff. I've always been a huge fan of Bass Nectar, especially his live shows. I think he sets the bar in terms of the overall what you can do with your platform, the amount of charities that he donates to, just how inclusive he is of his fans, with art installations and I think merch as well. Just overall, I think hits every sort of check mark you want to have in terms of how you can promote your platform and utilize your platform. So big ups to him on the new album. Well, as I was listening to it, I just kept picturing myself at Electric Forest because I'm sure there have been numerous tracks played, and I honestly think it was a masterpiece. Job well done. Favorite track is All Colors, which is the title of the album, and fucking slaps.
Have you,
Fucking just
have you
love
had a
it. Gets
chance
me in
to
the.
listen to Subtronic's Digital Mirage set
I
yet?
haven't listened to that set. Nope.
Yes, you should.
Yeah, we can
I'm
move over to live
bullshitting
streams.
you when I tell you that it is the single greatest individual set like I've seen.
Yeah.
It checks every box.
Yeah.
Dubstep, rhythm, trap, lo-fi, space bass, future bass. Like it's not.
That's
so
impressive
heavy,
when
fast-paced
someone-
rhythm.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
And I'm a huge Subtronics fan.
We got to think of the crowd too. You can't. I mean, you can try to headbang, but you also need a break. You can't have people passing out due to dehydration
facts.
because they're going so hard, right? You got to have
That's
that
facts.
melodic thrown in there, give people a break, and then drop it hard.
Yeah.
You
I'm
know?
typically one that goes hard as long as I can.
Yeah.
I usually will make it. But Keegan was like,
It's
"No, man,
tough,
you gotta
man.
take a break, dude. Come on, let's go have some water, man.
We need
You're
to
going
drink some
too hard."
water.
Or
You
extend
can't
your
even pick your head
transitions
up.
to give people a break, because it's a marathon,
Yeah,
especially at a
Snails
festival.
will be like, look to the person to your left, to your right. Here, make sure you guys are hydrating. He'll like stop the set to make sure everybody's
It's
drinking
important.
water. He'll have
It's-
people on the rail handing out
Yeah,
water to people.
that's important. It's super
Yeah.
important. That's a part of the live aspect, is making sure people are doing it safely.
See, but that's classy.
It
It's
is.
just a classy move.
Yeah,
you just wanna
that's
He knows his shit's
understanding.
heavy, so he's like, hey,
Right.
come on, let's like
And
hydrate or
also,
dehydrate.
do you really want to be the guy who somebody dies at your rail?
There's a happy medium. Then once
Exactly.
you find it,
Once
that's-
you find your pocket, whatever it
your
is
ride.
you're doing,
right,
don't do anything illegal.
right,
But if you are gonna do it responsibly.
right, for sure. So we can transition into live streams. We touched on it a little bit, but a lot of great ones. The Digital Mirage. I never really heard of Brownies and Lemonade. I did some research and figured out that they're kind of like what you guys are. They started with a bunch of guys who loved doing shows and built up their brand to turn into, most recently, one of the greatest live stream festivals that I think the majority of people have been tuning into. So I didn't catch many of the Digital Mirage. I did see some of the EDC live streams.
Good sets, too.
Boyd's live stream set, which we can definitely talk about because that was something. I just love that shit.
Dude. Oh my god.
Yeah.
That set probably is among one of my favorite sets. his stage presence and the concept.
The stage
that
presence,
doing.
absolutely. Concepts,
He's
for
playing
sure.
a character when he's because it's everybody. I don't know if you guys know Void of Sudden Death, and it's like a character that he's playing.
An alias, yeah.
Yeah, and he
really slips into it.
Oh, he's ominous.
He fits
man.
it perfectly,
he has the
though,
skull,
right?
When he's doing his music,
his body type and everything.
Yeah,
costume.
Yeah.
and
like,
it's a completely different thing. Like it's Sudden Death that's playing, but it doesn't sound like any Sudden Death you've heard.
right.
And it's all unreleased IDs that he's just like playing with. It's almost like
That was like a 35-minute set, and the whole time you're just like, what? Where is he going to take
there's
this
only
next?
one part of that whole set that I knew from before the
Right.
set. It was that you dare challenge.
Yeah.
Okay, but I had two that live streams in particular that hit me really heavy. Recently, I don't know if any of you guys have caught Phase 1 on this Disciple set.
I did not.
Mind blown.
Yeah.
Blew my actual mind, and that was actually particularly fun for me because Phase 1 was when I realized how much I loved EDM. Like it was my first ever show. It was Cinco de Mayo, Bass on the Block,
God.
and I finally managed
Bass
to get my
Country.
way, Bass
Country.
I finally managed to get my way back up to the main stage, and Phase 1 is throwing down. And I mean, so that just. It's like a memory I can't ever shake. It just hits me in a certain way. And it was very reminiscent of that set. And I'm just like, oh gosh.
That was such a filthy set. That was actually the same set that I fell in love and realized that I was going to be doing this shit forever. It was
Yeah.
my first ever rail ride was Phase 1, and I was like, oh, I'm doing this.
I personally think that a lot of people are sleeping on Atlians.
Yeah.
Like they hit it for EDC Vegas.
Oh, man.
And then came back with their virtual couch lands, and it was a very same vibe as the set, but you could just tell they cleaned it up. I mean, it was nasty, top to bottom.
Those dudes are
and
good.
I'm just like, man,
I want to know who they are.
Yeah.
I really do, because they also
got any
hide their
guesses?
identities.
If you had to guess.
If I had to guess,
Is it like a thing that people think that they're two already known artists?
that's
like
been like a
Zed's Dead
rumor.
alias kind of thing.
That's been a rumor, but I don't think anybody has it figured out. And who knows? It might not be two artists who are using this
Maybe
as like
it's
a
just
side
two
project.
members of Black Tiger Sex Machine.
Who knows? Those masks are
pretty
fucking
badass.
dope, though.
Dude.
Super dope. I love that shit, man. Like, I love the Daft Punk alias.
I don't like the Marshmallow one.
Not a huge fan. Yeah.
I don't particularly care for Marshmallow. Also,
I
I don't
love when they
particularly.
put the
I don't
show
care for
on.
Jump Step.
A hard style. I just can't.
Not for me.
Not for me. Yeah. But not to say that it's bad or anything.
But I dig
I
the
like Midnight
theatrics
Tea.
that they're doing. I mean, even
Yeah.
if you're not into them, it's like Midnight Tea has a very obvious like niche that he gets into. There, it's something that you can really fall
Filthy,
into.
really
It's
gross.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, pretty much, if you liked Cradle of Filth, when you listen to rock and roll music, you're gonna like Midnight Tea.
But if you go over to like BTSM, I mean that's a whole experience. You're not just listening to music at that point. It's a movie. It's a
story
whole
being
choreographed story. And while they're up there,
Which
Void
they're-
that we just talked about. There's another one where it's like this is a whole ass show. This
Right.
isn't just EDM anymore. This is
think
moving into like, I mean, it's
something
it's a whole
completely
thing.
different, right?
Mhm.
Like, and I think they just keep raising the bar every year.
I think Snails falls in that line too, where
I
like
agree.
even with his World of Slime too, where like it is music, but there's also like it's
Or
the
Nightmare's
music is
Portal
just
Tour.
part of the experience.
Right.
It's not just the music anymore.
Right.
Like when I go to bass country, that is for the music.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's an experience to be had there, but the experience is really just crazy flashing lights and
Which-
heavy music.
We can also touch on bass country being something that I've never seen done at any other venue. The fact that you can have
Multi events.
3 different venues accessible to each and every. You don't have to pick. Like obviously it gets capped off once there's too many people.
Yeah.
But holy shit, what an idea! And they've executed it now like 4 or 5 times, and it's just
Yeah, but
Well,
now
I
they're
just do
moving
laps.
to Deltaplex, and I'm concerned. I'm interested. I'm excited. I'm anxious, but I'm concerned.
I'm interested to see how they're gonna set that up.
Yeah, because I went there for Excision, and it's huge, but it's almost so big that how do you split it up? Because it's not big and cut up. It's big,
Right.
wide open.
Right. It'll be interesting to see how they utilize the space for sure.
Yeah,
But
because it's not like a regular bass country lineup. I mean, there's a lot of big names
Right.
there, but I almost feel like instead of giving you 3 headliners in 3 venues with a bunch of filler, they're giving you 5 headliners, and you're in one room,
Yeah.
beginning to end. So,
I'm excited to see Lucy though.
yes.
She's
Big
gonna be
shout out
insane.
to Carpow and Attack. They're
Facts.
both going to be on there, and that's super exciting.
Yeah.
I got much love for Carpow and a lot of love for Attack. One of my favorite sets I ever saw was at Bass Country, D-Rex back-to-back with Attack. And that was a fun set, a lot of local love.
I'll never forget when Attack had to play for 3 hours while they waited for Flux Pavilion's plane to get there from Colorado because there was a huge snowstorm. And he had to come up with a 3-hour set. And then all the guys' set times obviously got squished down, but holy fuck. That's impressive. The marathon DJs, mad props, because that's fucking...
When you get the pressure put on you, how do you handle that?
Right, exactly. And he handled it
and that's why
extremely
Attack
well.
is playing
the
these big shows.
choreography of that
The
would
dude
be
is
insane.
good.
He is.
Like, to choreograph 3 hours worth of pacing your crowd and making sure you don't kill these guys. Like,
right.
And timing all your transitions.
Right.
While you,
But still not drawing yourself out, because 3 hours of any artist is like, all right, dude.
But he's also a promoter, so he gets it. He understands that side of it for sure.
Yeah.
So.
And that's, I think, what makes him so damn good.
Yeah, right. I compare him to, like, who's the Never Say Die guy? Schism? Is he like the head? I think he's like the head of Never Say Die. So, like, he'll play a couple times, but he mainly just runs the brand. But yeah, huge shout out to Ignite Events and Attack, because he fucking brings. He's got the inner circle that we, sometimes can take for granted. But man, the amount of shows and quality shows that roll through.
He puts in the work too.
Oh yeah,
that's the best part.
Oh yeah, you have to be a good person, right?
Yes.
That goes hand in hand with your relationships with these other artists and making them feel comfortable to come here and know that they're gonna either sell out or experience a good show. And these past few bass countries have just, you can see them elevate, and they're putting more money into it with lasers and lights, and it's fucking awesome.
It's a whole ass
So
experience
fucking
now.
awesome.
I mean, you pay $20 and it's not just a guy standing up there playing loud music.
And that should also be mentioned, how affordable these shows are.
Absolutely.
Like, oh my god.
$45 for our bass country ticket. That's for floor tickets. That's for, like, I don't want to say VIP, but like, we're on the floor. We can go as close as we want. So for $45, we get to see Rez, Rusko, Buku, right? Buku's on that one. Lucy, Carpao, Attack, and there's one more local on there, I think. I could be wrong, don't quote me. But dude, we were paying $35 at the intersection, and
that's a stacked lineup.
That's a stacked lineup. That for $35, I'd give him $100.
Right.
That's a $100 ticket.
Right.
When you tell me,
stealing.
Yeah, yeah, but you know what? It's smart because they sell out.
Right.
Why charge $100 and only get half capacity when you can charge $40 and cap out?
Right. Yeah. It's truly is amazing, and I'm super grateful that bass country's been a thing. And
intersection is life.
Oh gosh,
dude, Section fam for sure.
Right, absolutely. Yeah,
that place literally changed.
Everybody there is great. I just want to give a big shout out to the staff there, to the security, to the bartenders, to everybody who works there, man. Because at the end of the day, I don't know how they operate the other shows, the other genres of music that go on there, but I know for the EDM shows and the dubstep shows, they are the greatest people, most caring.
I've been to a lot of venues, and I've never been to a place that felt like family.
Right.
These guys check on you.
Yeah,
they don't berate you. They don't like, oh, you need to get out. I've had security come up to me and put their arm around me where I had a couple too many drinks, and I was just trying to, let me get past this. And they go, you okay, man? You need some water? I can get you some water. Hold on.
Truly is a family. Right?
It is. They love us, we love them, and there's a mutual respect, and you see it at the shows. There's never tension.
Facts. Right.
Facts.
And even if there's a little bit, if somebody's fucking up, the security don't have to get
shut
involved.
down.
The crowd
it's shut down like that. Right.
Yes.
Exactly. Or they're like, hey, this guy.
Yeah. This guy,
Exactly.
Somebody get him out of here.
Hey, Bill, we got one over here.
And, trust me, there's a couple of the security guards that if they're on your neck, you don't want them on your neck.
Right.
They'll get you out of there quick, fast, and in a hurry, and won't
Yeah.
think twice about it.
Yeah, absolutely. But, what's the other festival that we have here in Grand Rapids? That Breakaway. Yes.
So sad. That was gonna be my daughter's first actual. I was gonna take my 6-year-old to Breakaway because it's a family friendly.
My 13-year-old.
And they canceled it, and I was big sad. Yeah. But it makes sense. They have to.
Mm-hmm. But the fact that they were able to pick a location like that, like, oh my god,
well,
perfect.
And stay tuned, because we're kind of talking about something in the future, doing kid-friendly stuff.
Hell yeah.
I mean,
yep.
because we like the idea, and we like the idea that our community also has the family side, and we want to keep it that way.
Yeah.
So,
so we're going to be putting on an alcohol-free, a substance-free, more like you call it barbecue almost. Yeah. Barbecue with music. We'll probably have food,
candy stations,
games,
face painting, games,
stuff like that. Run it early from like 12 to 8.
Yeah.
So people can come out, make it a day event, and then.
And it's under the same pretenses. We love what they're trying to do, that spread that community and open the scene up to more than
show
just
the kids what we do.
Right. Right.
There's like how we tell our friends we love them. things like that these are good things that our kids can learn is
Right.
a sense of community.
Right. Yeah, and everybody being responsible and then just having a good time because that's what it's all
You can
about.
talk plur at home all day, but it's nice to be able to show them the community.
Right. Right. Absolutely. And this type of music is for everybody. You know, like there are some samples that will say some things, but overall,
maybe don't show your 5-year-old Midnight Tyrannosaurus.
Right. But no, overall, you know, these are just some interesting sounds that we all love, and I'll never forget, you know, my first experience with dubstep. It just it almost like scrambled my brain because I was so foreign, you know, and the live aspect definitely does it for you. Like you can try and describe EDM until you're blue in the face, but until you actually experience it live, you really don't have the full aspect of what it can be and what it is.
Because it's not just sound; it's almost the sound waves as well. So while you listen to it at home, you're not getting that the big speakers hitting you with the vibrations.
And then when you feel that with other people,
and then you feel the energy of
who hasn't closed their eyes and picked their arms up and just been blown away at what was happening.
Oh man, Bear Grylls bass country Cinco de Mayo, he did Demons. I just remember looking up. I wasn't even looking at the stage. I was looking up at the ceiling and watching the lights move around. And I just had my hands up. Dude, I cried like a girl.
It
I was just like, oh my God,
music
this is
can do that, though. It's powerful. Like over quarantine, I was watching some TED Talks about people talking about music and how it's been in our history since day one. And it's continued to evolve with us, and it's never going away. You know, it's just this thing that is so powerful. And in any way that you look at it, you know, it like we said earlier, it can help people through troubled times. It can give you goosebumps. It can make you cry. Like,
can you imagine a world without music?
No,
I'd rather not. Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Oh,
you know, you can use it for inspiration. Yeah.
You know, the Wright brothers had somebody playing music while they were working on the airplane.
Right. Yeah, it's a huge part of life, man. And I think where we're at now with music is really fucking awesome. The fact that we have music festivals. I mean, you really don't appreciate things until they're taken away, and so having this happen is a huge wake up call to everybody. That, you know, be thankful for what you've experienced up until this point, because it's not guaranteed, right?
Yeah,
such as everything in life.
And you look at the music festivals, and who else is doing them more than the EDM group?
Right.
Country has what? Faster Horses.
Mm-hmm.
There used to be Warped Tour back in the day.
Mm-hmm. But they just weren't able to sustain it. But if anything's sustaining itself, it's I see a new music festival pop up every year, it seems like.
Constantly.
You know?
I mean, it's at a point now where it's like, I didn't even know this many existed to begin with.
Right.
They're taking shots in the dark. You know, like, hey, let's see if we can do this. Look at Lost Lands. Look at Forest. And then you get Cosmic Kingdom. You get Ultra.
It only is, you know, the
EDC,
fans that show up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you don't have the fans show up, you're not going to be successful. And they constantly sell out, you know, like it's
Forest brings people in from around the world,
right?
So like we literally have that in our backyard, and people literally travel, like, circumnavigate the globe so that they can
you got
go
people
there.
coming from Russia,
Bangladesh,
I mean,
that's insane.
Ireland.
That's insane to come to Rothbury, Michigan.
Right. And I mean, it sold out.
What does that say?
It sold out this year in what, like just a couple minutes?
Yeah, dude, it's the 10-year anniversary.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even try to get tickets.
Right.
2 reasons. One, I knew I wasn't gonna get them. 2, it was like this wasn't for newcomers.
Yeah.
The 10-year anniversary was not for noobs. That was for the veterans,
right.
for the people who had been going.
Right.
The lineup spoke it.
Yeah.
You know, there were so many retro people that were there from the first couple years, few years. Mm-hmm. You know, it was like, that wasn't for us. Yeah. That was for you guys.
Yeah. I remember the first year's lineup, the ones that I was able to experience at least, and that's Bass Nectar, Pretty Lights, Skrillex. Those 3 right there. The fact that they're on the same lineup is just like, are you kidding me? And so to see it grow to what it is now and how diverse it is, it's fucking awesome, and I'm so glad that I've been a part of it for this long.
Spawned, I mean, I think Lost Lands derived from Forest simply in the fact that Lost Lands provides what Forest can't. You know,
which is straight bass.
It's straight bass.
Yeah. Well, no one thought that you could do dubstep all day long.
Excision did,
but Excision was like, no, you can.
And when you have the right amount of, like, you have boogie, because it's almost like it's not dubstep all day. You have dubstep, you have rhythm, you have future bass, space bass. There's something for everybody, but it's just the setting. It's like, it feels hard. You know, it's open. You're hot. You're in the sun all day. The big ass dinosaurs everywhere and headbanging music. It's like the exact opposite vibe of Forest. Forest, like, let's sit down on our blanket and like enjoy everything.
Two different vibes for sure, but in essence, just as
the same
magical,
thing,
you know,
though.
right? Just
It's a
as
Venn diagram.
magical, right? Exactly.
You know, in the middle you have that
Venn diagram.
Yeah, it's a Venn diagram, and you got
That's fantastic.
forests, you got lost lands, and you got that thing in the middle. Everything that's different, you have that one thing that's the same, and it's the music bringing a community together.
Right, exactly. And they both execute it the way it should be.
Flawlessly.
They set the standard, in my opinion, on what
Constantly
that
getting
experience can
better
be.
too.
Mhm.
Never
Right.
being stagnant. Every
Right.
year there's something new.
Never
there's
taking a
something
step back.
improved on.
Mhm.
Well, yeah, and it's top to bottom because look at us, a couple of guys sitting around talking about some bad times, and we're trying to do the same thing for the same reason.
Well, Forrest got so popular, they went to 2 weekends. You know,
Mhm.
they're like, okay, we
And then they
can't
back off of
accommodate.
that,
Yeah,
they
right.
jacked
They're
the
like,
entire
"Ah,
forest up. Like maybe we shouldn't do this.
but
Didn't help they had the
that's-
rain.
That shows that they care. You know, they
Yeah,
want to
exactly.
sustain this for as long as they can.
They
And-
tried something. It was an experiment. It didn't work.
Yeah, so I've seen Forest evolve from its infancy, and I'll never forget the first year was just no rules. No one really knew what was going on. Like I was a part of the people who were enforcing the rules because I work security, and no one really fucking had a
You
clue.
didn't know what
There-
rules to enforce.
Right, exactly. There were no rules. Like literally, hammocks were everywhere, stacked like 10 high. Like
Oh, that's
it was
cool.
nuts.
I've seen that at Carnival of
It was-
Chaos because there's no rules there.
It was nuts, but like the vibes were so contagious, and it just you knew that this was the place to be at this particular time
Hell
of the
yeah.
year. And once you experience it once, it's like, and it's in our backyard, right? So,
right. It's an
that's-
hour and a half away.
How
right.
could you not?
right? Why would you not? Once you experience it once, it's they're the best vibes, and I think the pinnacle of experience that you can actually.
Well, we were hoping to go next year, but now that they canceled it this year and all the ticket holders, no chance.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe we can
There's always
find
a
some on
chance.
the
Let's-
ticket exchange.
There,
I don't know about
there's
you, but I'm
Or I
there,
can go work security for
yeah,
a day.
yeah,
you know
right,
what I
yeah,
mean?
no, yeah.
I'll go work for 12 hours and be like, I'm out.
Yeah, right.
I got shit to do.
I made it. I'm here. Oh,
Let
that's
me get
funny.
that wristband real quick.
Right. So we'll move into I guess your guys' favorite artists in the scene right now. Who's just got who's on repeat for you guys?
You go first, man, because I got an hour-long speech about how I can talk about
I mean, it's kind of difficult because as I've kind of just progressed through who I'm listening to, and especially through quarantine, because I had a lot of time to listen to music. So sometimes things were a little too heavy or a little too this or something. So it was nice to get a break. I'm definitely pretty stuck on Atlians and Phase 1 right now. But I also like to get really deep into some Champagne Drip and LS Dream and even some San Holo. I mean, these guys it's fantastic, and I love listening to that versatility.
Mhm.
And it's even been fun to watch these guys kind of combine. Like you start seeing some of these different styles getting together. I mean, Subtronics is notorious for in Millennium, another one. Notorious
Ghastly
for
and
hopping
Nightmare.
in. Oh gosh, yeah, the Ghastly and Nightmare set. I mean, house trap meets heavy rhythm meets. It's like this is insanity.
Yeah.
But so when I start seeing that stuff kind of happen too, it just makes it all the more fun. And I guess my tastes have evolved the same. It's like I love to still get down and just. Maybe not midnight tea, but I still love to sit and listen to the heavy stuff. But I also have kind of been like, I just kind of like the vibe and just listening to these guys, go a different direction.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So for me, it depends on for track work, individual tracks, Midnight Tyrannosaurus all day. Ooh, he's so filthy. So all his music, I don't care. He's never made a bad track in my opinion, and I could literally sit in my house. People ask me to shut it off. Come on, man, turn this crap off. It's too much. It's too fast.
I was like, hey man,
But if we're
this is
doing
kinda
set
a lot.
work, and this is where I'll get into my spiel, Subtronics. And I firmly believe that Subtronics is the future of EDM. I think he's a trendsetter. I think he is the new era. He is the excision of the new EDM scene. He is constantly changing and evolving and making a new sound, and it's evident in every set and every song he does.
Every
and
mid-set.
every collab he does. He's doing collabs with Midnight Tea that's super heavy, and then he's going and doing a collab with Boogie T and Nightmare that's like
Funky.
reggae, rhythm, trap, and then he's going and doing stuff with Boogie T and Ganja White Knight. He's just all over the place, and he's so diverse. And his EDC set, when he dropped his EDC virtual set, I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. How does it get better? Oh, and then what did he do? He did the Digital Mirage set with a completely different feel. And I was like, it's it. It's over with. Shout out to Excision. So much respect for everything you've done, but take a back seat because Subtronics is here.
Ooh, bold statement.
Yeah, Subtronics is here. Subtronics is the best in the game right now, and he's gonna be the best for a while.
I think when it comes to how he uses that DJ board, I've learned, because I've seen a couple Subtronic sets, how to read him and his movements, because he fucking like triple, quadruple drops.
Yeah,
so
but
like,
sometimes you think you have it, and then he gets you.
Right,
You're
no,
like, "God damn."
but like I've noticed that he'll do like some of this, right? And then you kind of wait for him to like go back like this, and that's when you know he's gonna drop something fucking filthy, and that's when you can like, this is
the
playing,
one.
right? This is the
But
song
then
that
he's like,
playing.
you're like, wait, what? Shit.
Yeah, but no, he's definitely gonna fake you out pretty much that entire set, which is, hey,
Yeah.
that's part of DJing, and that's
And none of the songs sound the same.
right.
See,
I love Midnight Tea, but I tell you what, I can tell you about 5 or 6 of his tracks that almost are the same.
Yeah.
You know, they're just different drops with maybe a different rhythm somewhere with the drop. But Subtronics, I don't think any of his songs sound the same unless he does like a collab with Boogie T.
Yeah.
And you're like, I can't tell which collab is this. Crap. But he's the best.
Yeah.
He's the GOAT
Yeah.
right now.
Okay.
He's
Right
better
on.
than Bass Nectar. He's better than Excision.
I'm still gonna argue. I think everyone be sleeping on Atlians.
Yeah.
And I got a lot of love for those guys. They're coming up hard right
Aliens are really good.
Mm-hmm.
I won't shit on them.
Yeah.
They're really good. Subtronics
We
is great.
we missed them at
now.
Lost
Fair.
Lands.
Fair.
They played pretty early in the day, and it was really fun.
I heard their set was cool though.
Yeah.
And then like he was saying, they did their EDC set, which was
Great.
really good. And I would have liked their Couchland set better. I liked the setup, but it almost like I couldn't tell the difference until we got about 10 minutes into the set that it was different than the EDC.
See,
set.
and I've
Yeah.
listened to that to the point where I can pretty much pinpoint it all, and it was, like I said, it wasn't that it was different. It was almost cleaned up.
Yeah.
It was like they found this sound that they were trying to do, and it was amazing. And then once Couchland hits, it's like, this is 2.0. It just evolved. They just leveled it up a little bit. It was top to bottom. I can sit and listen to that whole thing, and I don't stop
and the
raging.
online streams really have opened my eyes personally to some different genres and different artists that I would
Gasoline Nightmare. Who
Well, Gasoline and Nightmare. I mean, but I like Gasoline. I like Nightmare. I never would have thought them going together. That was
Right.
like cool. But then Insomniac did the Escape Halloween, and they had Yultron on, who I don't know what his genre is, but let me tell you, when the song FaceTime comes on, I cannot help but just like, ooh, it's so good.
Well, and what was the other one I really liked? Sudden Death did with Slander.
Yeah, the Bass Rush. Yeah, the Sudden Death back-to-back
Yeah.
Slander. What? Why are they going back-to-back?
Right.
Oh, that's why.
Right.
And it was filthy.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Yeah. I think it can't be talked enough about how easily these guys can collaborate, and the fact that it happens so often, it's super fucking cool.
Yeah, and big shout out to Sudden Death. I mean, Danny has been active during the quarantine. He did the Hard Summer Staycation. He did Escape Halloween. He did the back-to-back with Bass Rush. He did the EDC Void set. He did the room service set. Like, he has just been dropping content nonstop.
Yeah.
So, shout out to him, because he's like behind Midnight Tea and Subtronics. That's the guy.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd put him honestly at number one in terms of what he's doing personally,
Absolutely.
especially with Void. That shit's just fucking cool, and I'm actually part of like his Facebook fan page.
Oh yeah.
The title of it is "I Hate Sudden Death," so if that tells you anything about who this guy is, like, he just doesn't give a fuck.
No,
you know, it's
I heard he likes to call people. Can I swear on here?
whatever you
Yeah.
want. It's a podcast.
Yeah, you're right. I heard he likes to call people cunts. But like, and that's normal if you're European, but he's from America.
Right, yeah.
I heard that, I was like, for some reason I could just see him sitting there calling people that.
Well, he actually posted in there recently saying how upset he was that literally the stuff he had planned for this year, like, he was gonna buy the best insurance plan ever because he was just gonna go balls to the walls in terms of his live performance for Void, and that just makes you think, what did this motherfucker
Did you
have
see he
planned?
got elevated above
Of course
the
I saw
crowd?
that. Are you kidding me?
Of course he needs insurance, dude.
Yeah, exactly.
One of those cables snap, it's a wrap.
Right. Oh man.
Yeah, but he's gonna have a year now
Yeah.
to do the same. I mean,
Right.
if
To
he's already
plan
pulled this off.
All these artists, I think, are gonna have a huge arsenal of content to just flood to the masses, and we're gonna be right there. We're gonna be a part of it, and
Real game.
Dude, Grand Rapids Rail Gang, trademark pending.
hell yeah. Well, I think we pretty much hit every topic.
All right, guys, July 4th, 7 p.m. to fucking late. Go ahead and hit up the event page. It's
Follow these guys on Facebook.
Raveyard Productions. Raveyard presents The Pipe Dream.
2020.
The Pipe Dream
Pipe Dream
2020.
2020.
And the address is going to drop the day of. But keep your eyes peeled. It's about a 35-minute drive. So
That's the place you're gonna want to be.
yeah, so just keep your eyes peeled. Be ready to go for a drive, and also be ready to party your ass off, because man, we got something in store for you.
Hell yeah. Chris, Keegan. Catch you guys next time on The Vibe. Peace.
Feel the motherfucking vibe.